Welcome, everybody. Take a chance and wave hello to your neighbor. All right. We definitely love the CSL Dallas music team. That's right. Give it up for the CSL Dallas music team. And it's a great way to start your Sunday morning here at CSL Dallas. So we just want to say welcome, no matter where you're joining us. Whether you're online somewhere out there in the world or you're here on our campus, thank you for joining us today. And as a reminder, every day is a day for transformation, spiritual deepening, and heart connection, no matter what's going on. And every day we learn and practice something important that makes a difference. We love that you are here on this journey with us, and we want to invite you to reimagine prosperity all this month. So join me for today's celebration by putting your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team.
Would you stand and join us?
I feel strong inside. I
feel awake and alive, blessed and alive. I got love. I feel good and kind. I feel my heart open wide. Spirit guide my heart to love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. I feel strong inside. I feel awake and alive, blessed and aligned. I got love. I feel good and kind. I feel my heart open wide. Spirit guide my heart to love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. 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 Yeah. I feel strong inside. I feel awake and alive, blessed and aligned. I got love. I feel good and kind. I feel my heart open wide. Spirit guide my heart to love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love. Open your heart, hold out your hand. Open up to have love, love, love.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. Good morning here in the sanctuary and to everybody online. It's great to see a great holiday crowd here in the sanctuary this weekend. And those of you online, welcome. If you haven't been back to the sanctuary lately, come feel the vibe of this band. Come get a hug from somebody in the sanctuary. We want to see you here too. But enjoy us while you're online, and thank you everybody who was able to attend today in person. Hey, remember to check in on social media. That's a big help for people to know that we're available online or to come find us here on our campus. So take a minute and check in on Facebook, Twitter, wherever your favorite social media is. Let people know that you're sharing your light today at CSL Dallas. This is Memorial Day weekend. We definitely want to take the opportunity to acknowledge that tomorrow is Memorial Day, a day set aside to remember those who gave their lives in uniform for our freedom in this country. You might not know there's about 25 cities that actually claim to be the birthplace of Memorial Day. And the reason that is so is because it organically occurred after the Civil War. People began to go and spruce up the graves of their fallen and to honor the war dead. It wasn't until 1971, though, that Congress made it an official holiday. So here we are today honoring those who died in service. And so we hope that you find a measure of peace in your Memorial Day, and that your recollections and respect for those fallen soldiers is great on this Memorial Day. Now let us talk about CSL Dallas's reason for believing. It's a short talk, and we're going to say it together. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and transforming lives. Thank you. Say now, do you want to be successfully self-employed? Are you looking for a way to connect your mission and your talents to a source of income that can empower and enrich your life? What if you could walk an enlightened path to business success? Well, then it's time to register for Mindset of the Enlightened Entrepreneur. This is a workshop on Saturday, June 18th. It's going to be from 10 until noon. And here you're going to build a fundamental ideology that will help you identify your purpose, vision, mission, values, and goals. That's a lot in 2 hours. You get a lot done. When you have an enlightened foundation, you'll be able to navigate the brambles and meanders with wisdom, grace, and power. This workshop teaches you how your thought impacts performance and provides strategies for you to deliberately shift your attitudes and thoughts so that you can perform more effectively and experience more joy in the process. And another question, have you ever considered declaring that CSL Dallas is your spiritual home? CSL Dallas invites you to participate in a new member orientation. It's coming up this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. It's taking place in person here on the campus. You can also join us online. Membership is a declaration that this is your spiritual home and that you belong here. Membership has some benefits. Those include serving in leadership and voting on policy and procedure, and in being invited to special events in the life of the community. So consider becoming an official part of the consciousness of CSL Dallas by becoming a member.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
There is only love. Say that with me. There is only love. And as it is our tradition to remember that love and to regenerate the light. I light this candle this morning and invite you to join me in remembering that even in the midst of death and murder, even in the midst of fear, anger, sadness, and sorrow, even in the midst of grieving the lives that were snuffed out this past week, especially in Uvalde, that we light the candle to remind ourselves that each one of us is like the wick of a candle, and our words and our actions can be the light in what seems like endless darkness. There is only love. Everything is an expression of love or a call for love. So I invite you to join me in prayer that love be our response, and that love be expanded in our individual words and actions, and in the words and actions of all people. Let us pray. Exhaling everything that is out of alignment with love, I recognize and remember right here and right now that there is only one source of life. It has created all life from itself, which means then its nature of goodness, its nature of beauty and love and joy and peace has been implanted in everything that it creates, including everyone within the sound of my voice, because it includes all of life. So I speak this word knowing that even as the tears fall for the children, for the teachers, for the shooter, even as the tears fall and the confusion tries to overtake or overwhelm any of us or all of us collectively, what I know is true is that there is only love. I take a stand for being love. I take a stand for spreading love. I take a stand for teaching love in the world. And that does not mean that I do not grieve. That does not mean that I refuse to cry. It doesn't mean that I fail to grieve and mourn and be in confusion. What it means is that that grief and that mourning and that confusion and that anger cannot overwhelm me. I defy the power. I defy to give the power to those things. I notice it, I experience it, and then I return to what I know is true. There is only love. Let's say that together 3 times. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. And we stand in gratitude for knowing this and for being willing to be the example of it in humanity today and every day. For that is what it means to surrender to spiritual law. Let it be our truth now. And so it is.
this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
Love that
Love that heals,
heals.
love that sets me free. There is only love.
Come together. 1, 2, ready. Sometimes I think the best response is standing and dancing and celebrating. So if you would join us, we would really love that. 1, 2. Take a look at the person next to you.
Look at the person next to you.
Say, I recognize the light in you.
I recognize the light in you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say, God loves you and I love you too.
God loves you and I love you too.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
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 We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life,
Every walk of life,
every creed and color,
every creed and color,
we can reunite
we can reunite
in honor of the light in each other. Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at the person next to you.
Say namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I love you too.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come
We
together.
come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together in the name of love.
You can if you want, Tracy. Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. Yes. We do come together. We come together in the name of love. That's one of the reasons why we believe in coming together and being a part of a community. There is strength in numbers. There is strength in the power of love, and we continue to spark and reignite and grow that love no matter what. Yes? Man, because it's the irresistible sweep, that power, nothing can stand against it. So that's one of the reasons why we belong to a community and come together. The other is we get to celebrate things in our life. We get to have people walk with us when we have life's challenges and move through things and lose people and all of that. And so that's another reason why we come together. And we come together to learn and practice spiritual principles. And so we've been doing this all month. We've had a month's theme this month in May called Reimagine Prosperity. Have y'all been catching every talk this Sunday? Reimagine. This is the last one of May. How many said yes? Okay, all those who didn't, you got to go back and get the rest of them, okay, because they're really good. We're reimagining prosperity, which goes certainly beyond our financial life. It's every area and aspect of our life. Now, last week, Petra delivered a really great talk on the moment, spontaneously, about gems, the generosity of energy, money, and spirit, those three things. And how fitting that she talked about that last week, and we planned something for today that's very special, because we want to honor the life of someone that totally was generous and is still giving. Even though his body has been dropped and released, he's still giving of his generosity of energy, money, and spirit. So I want to invite Ronnie and Bakari Issa to come up here with me. And I want to tell you a little bit about this person who reimagined the prosperity of his life and his family's life. And you're going to get to know a little bit about him in this moment. Yes, Bakari and Ronnie Issa. So I want to share with you a little bit about Stephen Issa, Ronnie's husband and Bakari's father. Yes? And I want to tell you a little bit about him. So Stephen absolutely is generous in his kindness, his wisdom, his patience, his compassion, because that's what he did every day of his life. He showed up as that. He totally has been an educator at heart, so he's an educator. One of his best gifts was teaching, and he practiced unconditional love. Yes? Absolutely. He was an avid reader, and his understanding of the world was expanded because he read a lot. He read subjects ranging from politics to food. All right? That's a good one. To spirituality, to culture, and beyond that. And he was an avid swimmer. I want you to know that. Boy, did he swim a lot. And he believed and used that as his spiritual practice because he believed in always living in the flow of his life. That perspective didn't change when he faced some health challenges. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer a few years ago. I remember getting the call the day that he was diagnosed and was with Ronnie and Stephen. And he faced various medical challenges. He fought vigorously, and then he would go inside and be inside, and he would stand within his faith, the faith that he learned from his childhood, the faith in this community, and to surrender to what is. And he demonstrated that to his very last breath. What you may not know about him, and that I was grateful to get to know a lot more about Stephen, is that he, in the end of his career, he was the principal at Serenity High School. And he was the principal from 2016 to 2021, and the prior principal is here as well. I see you. And this role was ideal for Stephen because it allowed him the flexibility to explore alternative ways to reach students. Wholly, W-H-O-L-L-Y, wholly. Believing that once you care, teaching comes automatically. So Serenity High School is a high school strictly for students with addictions. Beautiful high school, Imagine teenagers with addictions and being able to get that support. And so his reach, his generosity didn't stop with that high school. It went way into his community. His celebration of life was packed in Allen, and it reached way into the community, and he built advocates of Serenity High School along the way. And what I want you to know also most of all, and why we're taking time to do this today, is Stephen was absolutely committed to this community, to CSL Dallas, for many, many years, along with Ronnie and Bakari. And they have tithed to our community for many, many years. Stephen made sure that Ronnie and Bakari fulfilled his very last wishes. He wanted to tithe and make sure that they give a very large financial gift to this community when he released his body. And he made Ronnie promise that she would stay a part of this community because he knew how significant it was for her to move through her life with Bakari without him. And so she made sure that he got to give. She kept saying it was Stephen, not her, but she was the through point. She could have stopped his wishes, but she was a through point to give us a substantial gift last year. And it was one of the main reasons why we ended the year in the black. Amen. Right on time, really, last few days of the year. So today, we are dedicating our outdoor fountain. We're calling it, so apropos to Stephen's life, the River of Life Fountain. And it's dedicated to the life and honor of Stephen Jabulani Clark Issa on this day, May 29th, 2022. You want to say anything? Go over to the podium. How about that?
My friends, our community, I don't have anything prepared. Of course, Reverend Karen let me know about an opportunity to speak to you upon arrival. I simply want to say thank you on behalf of our family. Stephen liked to say during the 2-year battle with cancer that we had the benefit and the gift of the long goodbye. And I said, what do you mean? He said, we get to talk through all the things that I want for you and Bakari when I transition. And we had the gift of having many, many long conversations. Among them, with me directly, the number one thing he told me was, as Reverend Karen mentioned, for me to stay connected, stay with CSL. And I can honestly say that this community has carried us, they have lifted us, they have been there literally from the day of the diagnosis throughout. There was not a call, there wasn't anything that we have ever needed along the way. They have introduced us to beautiful people in the community that have also supported us. My son and I need it. The loss of Stephen is a tremendous loss. He was so great in so many ways, and he was such a teacher to me, being with him from age 21 for 29 years to age 50. So I was a child when I started dating him in college. And so he taught me so much, and I am so humble and grateful for him. This last 14 months have been difficult, but I feel a transition, I feel a change coming through, and it is with the support and the love that I'm getting from this community. I feel that change internally within my life as well as with our son. And so I just want to say on behalf of the Issa family that we thank you very kindly, and we are here always. Thank you.
And Bakari's going to teen camp this year, thanks to you all as well. Go ahead.
Our new platform assistant, and so something about afterwards.
Afterwards.
After, yes, okay. But I do want you to notice how beautiful the fountain looks because of this extraordinary donation. You know, that fountain is 20 years old, and it now looks brand new. So do enjoy it.
That's what I was going to say. Make sure you go outside afterwards, and it gives you time to get to know Ronnie and Bakari and to check out the beautiful fountain. It is brand spanking new, and it's 20 years old. It's been resourced, yes, refreshed. Yay. So it's this idea of how are we living in our life, how are we being in our life, or are we reimagining our prosperity no matter what is going on, no matter what outside circumstance, situation. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really working and doing my spiritual practice when Peter tells us how much, quote, we've lost in the market lately and all of that. I don't pay attention to that because today I'm talking very briefly on financial freedom, but the significance about this that I want you to realize is that financial freedom is a state of mind, consciousness, spirit, universal presence, God, okay? Not brain, mind, but it's a state of mind, of consciousness, of the way that life works. And that's significant when things happen in our lives outside of us, things that sometimes we certainly can't control, though we can control our responsibility in our financial world, and our prosperity, again, is financial. It's also our relationships. Are we keeping them close? Are we keeping them current? Are we telling people we love them? Or are we dropping the devices and spending, precious time with them? And yet, today, I'm talking about financial freedom, that freedom to move about the cabin of our life. It doesn't mean we have to have a boatload of money, but how are we moving in our life? Is it something we're anxious about, worried about, feeling lack about, not enough about? Because it is a state of mind. Ernest Holmes tells us, he comes from a scientific perspective. He says, it is unscientific to dwell upon lack, for it will create the undesired condition. I'm just going to stop right there, put a place mark, pause. When Petra said how much, this was about 3 days ago, how much, when she was doing our finances and stuff, and the statements came in and downloaded, she said how much we had lost. I watched my state of mind go down the rabbit hole really quick. Anybody else join me in some of those rabbit holes? Yes. This is why I don't look at it. I don't. I haven't done that for decades. Sometimes when the statements come in, I'll go, yay, and there we go, and then that's a new mental equivalent. But recently she said that, and I'm like, I watched my state of mind go to lack. Oh my God, I'm 57 soon, and she's and oh my gosh, we're at the later stages of our life. No, and I went, Karen, there is no lack in the universe. And so he says this, it's unscientific to dwell upon it. Because I knew if I dwell upon this lack and the money that I, quote, just lost, it's going to attract more of that. And I don't want that to happen. It is scientific, he says, to meditate on plenty. So that's where I went. Okay, there is plenty to go around. There is plenty in our investments. As the tide goes out, it must come in. So I focused on the in, right? Scientific, to meditate on plenty, to bring the mind to a point of conceiving this eternal flow of life. See, life just keeps flowing, so I'm inviting in the inflow, truth and energy through us. And through everything that we do, say, or think. So when, it's not an if, but when something comes up in your state of mind, your consciousness, about lack, you can tell yourself, well, that's unscientific. That just doesn't work. I'm gonna focus on that there is plenty. There is plenty. I have plenty of enough air. Do you? Or are you lacking right now? Right? The phone, we have plenty of technology. Plenty. Thank you, Spirit. Right? Plenty. Right? Start focusing on all the things that you have plenty of. Right? I have plenty of friends. I have plenty of water when I turn the faucet on. I have plenty of electricity when I flip the light. We must do this. It's a constant state of our own consciousness, not anybody else's consciousness. We must do it within ourselves and meditate on that. And I go, oh, I got plenty of air. Yes, I got plenty of air right now. That's the same for my bank account. Right here, right now. I don't care what it says. Right here, right now. I have plenty of heartbeats. I don't even think about my heart. It just beats away. It beats away. It beats away. Oh my gosh, I have plenty of that too. And we begin to focus on that. There's something that I want to talk about that is unique that Ernest Holmes also mentions, that I know that there's someone in here that needs to hear this, okay? And it's about the word competition. Anybody? You don't have to show me, but I know it's for you. He says, sometimes we come up against the thought of competition. If you're about to start a business or anything, okay, I'm so glad I found this because I have to work on this, all right? If you're about to start anything, he says that there tends to be this belief that too many people are already engaged in it, in which we're interested. So whatever I'm interested in, there are already enough folks, right? Competition is a belief that there is not enough good to go around. And while believed in this thought, manifests itself in limitation. There it is again. So in other words, he says, we feel that our line of business is crowded. We must therefore be on tiptoe to keep ahead of the other fellow or feline, right? The probabilities are that we find ourselves crowded out. And so he says we must resolve this thought and send it back into the native nothingness from which it came. Because truth doesn't compete with anyone. So, he says we should not allow the thought to enter our minds that we're competing with anyone. We are not competing with anyone. You know, there's this thing with ministers sometimes, I got to tell you, especially when centers open up around them. It's like, oh, but you're going to take my people. Right? It's like, no, there's no competition. You know, come and go as you please. Do you know that the Isa family actually went to the Unity community and here, both, for the longest time? I wouldn't see them, and I'm like, oh, and then well, we're going to Unity. Great, go, go, go. And then they'd come here. And then I'm like, I'm so happy to see you now. I didn't like stop going there and come here. I'm like, just whatever it takes to keep you happy. And then more and more and more. And then they released that community and came fully on board here. There's no competition. And I love this. Never watch to see what another is doing on how she or he is doing it. For when we do this, we are limiting our own possibilities to the range of another person's vision. Look at all the things that have been so successful so quickly lately. It's stuff that people haven't done before. There's a lot of people like, well, I'm going to mimic that. This restaurant's successful, all of a sudden you see something similar or whatever. So don't look to other people on what they're doing. We are this unique individualized expression, the one and only masterpiece, never to come around again. There's a reason why we're here and right now, and we've got something unique to bring to this planet. And I love this. He says, principle is not bound by precedent, and our good is not limited or conditioned by any good that has ever been made manifest. So it doesn't matter about your financial freedom up to this moment. Not at all. We should confidently expect a greater good than we've ever experienced or than we've ever known of anyone experiencing. It's really wonderful to live in an environment within our own life where we don't have to think about not enough. We don't have enough this. We don't have enough money. We don't have, So it doesn't matter what's ever happened in our life. It's not bound by any precedent of our life. And we focus. It's a state of mind. We focus on that there's good and more good. I've been saying that, there's good and more good, and I ought to have it. I accept my good. There's good and more good, and I ought to have it. I accept my good. I mean, like a mantra. I also do, other mantras where I have more than enough money to share and to spare. What mantras do you carry? I have to move with my state of mind. Even in this sort of arena that I actually play really well in. So no matter what we've ever known, we can change that and have more good in our life. We can have more financial stability in our life. That's one area we ought to not have stress about. We got other things we can think about. Let's don't think about that. Let's hold our state of mind to know that we have more than enough money to share. See where I start? And to spare. And it's not an amount. If we're not there consciously, if we haven't developed that consciousness. About a year ago, someone told me that they had not developed the state of consciousness within themselves, and they did win a large sum of money in the lottery game. And it went away really quick. It's not an amount of money, it's a state of mind. Financial freedom is a state of mind. And so constantly knowing I have more than enough to share and to spare. And that is my mantra when I start feeling squeezed. In these past few days, I started feeling squeezed. And it was just an imagined squeeze. Because the next time Peter talks about that report, she's going to say, we're good. Because that's what I expect. Right? Or something unexpected windfall that I couldn't even imagine. But I expect that too. I don't need to know where it comes from. Right? All right, last quote I want to share with you is that the proper kind of a denial is based upon the recognition that in the reality of things, there is no limitation. I'm going to put a bookmark here. If you're willing to admit it, how many of you said, yes, there is, inside you? Yeah, a few, right? That shows you something. There's something, and it's not the truth of life itself. There's something in you wanting to look at, no, everything is limited. It's like, there it is, and I'm going to prove that. And then guess what? Your life is going to prove that. So when you hear, like in reality, there is no limitation, in your mind go, yes, that's true. There's no limitation. There's no limitation. For mind can easily make a planet as it can an acorn. Mind, another word for God, spirit, universal presence, consciousness. It can easily make a planet as it can an acorn. It doesn't know big or little, right? Doesn't know $1 million or a penny. I just say it's a bunch of nothings. And where are those zeros? In a penny, it's 0.01. $1 million were the zeros. It's a bunch of zeros, isn't it? It's 6 of them. It's a bunch of nothing. So consciousness doesn't care about a penny or $1 million. It doesn't care about an acorn or a planet. It's us. It only knows that it is. It only knows it is $1 million. It only knows it is a penny. It only knows it is a planet. It only knows it is an acorn. Our state of mind is the mold in which it's poured. And so it's like, I don't have enough. It says, planet. It is. You don't have enough. Or it can be, I have more than enough to share and to spare. It is. There it is. It's an acorn. And it doesn't matter where the acorn in the planet goes. Financial freedom is a state of mind. There is no magic to it. It's the constant state that lives within each of us and how we hold it and where we go with it. And so every time something comes up that says, that's not enough, I'm not going to have enough, this job doesn't pay me enough, whatever it is, it's going to be proven, you're right. So why not change the state of mind and shift it when you catch it? When you're looking at that financial statement, when you're looking to pay your rent this month, whatever it is, change it. I have more than enough to share and to spare. I have more than enough to share and to spare. And if I'm taken care of, I always have more than enough to share and to spare. So we are all sitting on a gold mine. And where is that gold mine residing? In our mind, everywhere, consciousness, yes. That's the answer. Everywhere present. It's omnipresent. It never stops giving to itself. Use those metaphors. And it has to go inside of us. It's on the inside of us. The waterfalls. Turn on your water. Oh my goodness, watch a child play in the water. There's more than enough water all the time. Look at the electricity. Look at the friendships. Look at the connections. Whatever it is within your life that you say is more than enough, more than enough. Now tie it to financial freedom, money. If that, you got plenty of that, and you need some more friendships or relationships or love or self-worth, or tie it to all these other examples. Because inside of us, we are sitting on a gold mine. Kirby? We are sitting on a gold mine. And it's within each of us. Freedom is a state of mind. Freedom is the state of our consciousness. Financial freedom is a state of mind. It is the state of our consciousness. And goodness knows we need everyone connected to this community to be financially prosperous, to continue to have a prosperous life and have enough to share and to spare, because it transforms lives here. Sitting on a gold mine. And the last thing I'm going to say before he starts, because I can, I'm just going to remind you, I'm not going to see you until September. I'm going on a sabbatical, first one in 8 years. I cannot thank you all enough. If you were not still financially giving strong, I promise you I would not be going. And if our staff wasn't as competent and brilliant as they are, I promise you I would not be going. I cannot thank you enough to give me so much financial freedom to go take care of me for 2 months and to do some creative stuff that you're going to love. And then take a vacation in August. So I'm going to ask you to keep sharing and sparing in this community through the summer. And then the last thing I'm going to ask you is show up to give Petra a lot of love, because she ain't going to see me for a couple of months, all right? Got to keep her going. Because let me tell you, this community is a gold mine for humanity, and humanity needs us more than ever right here and right now. We're sitting on a gold mine together.
Doubts along the way. Felt like life was just another bill to pay without anything to show. But now I've figured out that every day my fortune's always found within my faith, and all I need is to let it flow. 'Cause there's no wall around me, only fear has truly bound me. And all I need is to trust that I'm free. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. Finally, I'm breaking through so many lies. All those people telling me to run and hide from the truth of what I am. But now I'm telling you the future's brighter. Tomorrow shines like diamonds in the sky. And all I need to understand is that whatever I'm believing, well, that's what I'm receiving from the riches that reside inside of me. I'm sitting on a gold mine. I'm sitting on a gold mine. My treasure has been right here all the time. I'm sitting on a gold mine. So don't you listen, never listen to the voice that says you better play it safe, that you don't have any choice, 'cause you're as gifted as an angel, brilliant as the sun. You just say the word and heaven has begun. We're sitting on a gold mine. Oh, we're sitting on a gold mine. Our treasure has been right here all the time. We're sitting on a gold mine. We're sitting on a gold mine. We're sitting on a gold mine. We're sitting on a gold mine.
Don't be shy, they don't bite. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Oh.
You are a tall, powerful man. Stand up straight. It'll catch your voice. You do not need to lean into it.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Hi, I'm Solomon, former teen, now teen advisor. I am proud to introduce the brand new 2022 teen group. So we'll have one of our teens who's going to be a Padawan this year introduce camp. Padawan. So the Padawan year for camp is the last year for a teen to go to teen camp as a teen. After they finish Padawan year, they could come back as an advisor, or possibly try to stay in the program as much as they possibly can.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Kofi Mantu Edwards, and I've been going to camp for a few years now. And, I'm excited to go back, but, most of all, I'm excited for these two younger people because I know that, they're going to grow and really, grow and have, like, inner experience. They're going to learn about themselves. They're going to really grow inside and really have the family mentality when they go back to camp. And I know from my own experience, I know that everybody's welcoming. They really, really have that family mentality. So I'm so excited for everybody who's going to camp this 2022 year. And I want to just thank everybody who supports us, and thank you.
Thank you, Montu. Beautiful speech. Hi, I'm Bakari Issa, Platform Assistant and also Junior Teen Advisor and a former camp goer, 1 year strong, I'd just like to say, please, donate to a camp. I'd say that just to give you a quick insight to my experience at camp, I went there doubting on what it's going to be. I was just like, oh, it's just going to be some spiritual, hipster camp, whatever. But, I came out pretty good, I liked it. So, just consider, come talking to us. We'll tell you about our experiences. Just come on down. We have a table outside right in front of Pinky Hall. Just, thank you.
Came out darn good.
Hold on. There you go. You don't need to lean into it. Jamie will pick you up.
Hi, I'm Marisol. This is my first time going to camp. I'm excited.
Hello, everyone. I'm Diamond James. I am the former teen advisor here at CSL, and this is my second time going as an advisor to camp. So I've gone as a teen many times, many years, between the age of 14 all the way up to 18. We went to camp twice a year. So I am very, very passionate about camp. And the reason why I'm so passionate, just really quick, I don't want to hold you hostage with time. The reason why I'm so passionate about camp is if you could imagine, all of us, we weren't born old, so as a teenager, going to CSL for 1 hour a week, right? The love that you feel, the safe space where you can really express yourself and really be who you are while at CSL. That 1 hour a week is very different than the other families and friend groups that you have amongst your peers. You have your school friends, you have your extracurricular friends, your club friends, and then you have your CSL family. So take that 1 hour, multiply it by 24 by 7. That's why teen camp is so, so, so important, because your teens can truly express themselves. Oh, I'm getting chills. You can really express yourself for 7 full days and really be comfortable, be around peers that show you unconditional love from literally the day you wake up, the moment you wake up to the moment you lay at rest and have a peaceful sleep and wake up and do it all over again. It's so, so amazing and so powerful and so vital, especially for our teens nowadays. They're carrying so much they are carrying so much. So imagine just being able to be fully present and express yourself for 7 full days. We ask for your help, we ask for your love, we ask for your support, whatever that means. Also, I'm excited about camp this year. We have some new protocols in place, specifically around COVID. Not only will we be wearing masks and during, in the travels, because I'm a mask wearer, especially in airports, with or without COVID, but we're going to have that, as well as the teens will be submitting a negative COVID test prior to stepping foot at the airport. Also, when we get to camp, just to ease everybody's mind, there will be a health screening as well as a COVID rapid test taken prior to entering camp. So all of that can definitely ease not only my mind, because I'm a mother of 2 small children, but also to ease the mind of these parents, also of these teens. So not only are they going to experience a transformational experience, but also be as healthy as possible while doing so. So I say thank you, all of you. I love you all.
Are all the 4 who are going to go, are they all here?
There's 3 out of 4.
3, and so who are the 3 that are going to go? Bakari, Muntu,
And
Marsal. And the 4th is?
Charles.
Charles. Yay. Okay, so $6,000 is what we're raising, $1,000 for each teen and 2 advisors. You can see the information up here and on your screen at home. Use the QR code, go to csldallas.org/give, drop-down menu to Teen Camp. Please see them outside. They can also, I'm sure, take your money from a check or an iPad. $6,000 is what we plan to raise last week and this week, because they have to send the money in next week. So we love you guys. We support you totally. Thank you so much.
Thank you, teens. If we could ask our greeters to please bring our prosperity baskets forward. This is the time when we want to give back to our community, and Reverend Karen mentioned that Spirit doesn't know the difference between a penny and a million. Let me tell you, the people counting upstairs and balancing the books do know the difference. Therefore, we're encouraging you to give generously and to give back to the source of your spiritual nourishment. Let's all say our abundance affirmation together, if we would please. The all-intelligent, creative presence is the source of all that I am. Infinite mind is fully operating through me. I expect and experience more prosperity as I draw from the divine oceanic substance. And so it is. It is extremely important that we give generously to the source of our spiritual nourishment. Thank you so much for giving back to CSL Dallas through your generous gifts and tithes. There are many ways to do that. We're passing a basket here in the sanctuary. If you're with us online, you can visit csldallas.org/give. Also, there is text giving. The number's there on your screen, and that is a very safe and secure way to support all the good work at CSL Dallas. I want to tell you about an opportunity coming up, the Bonton Farms Volunteer Opportunity. This is a reminder, some of you have already signed up, but we have 6 slots left. If you'd like to participate in our Bonton Farms volunteer time, that's going to be next Saturday morning. Bonton Farms is an oasis of organic food. It's being grown in the South Dallas area. It's in an area otherwise it's a food desert, and you've heard of these. In the words of Darren Babcock, he's the executive director, investing in the soil yields healthy plants. Investing in the soul yields healthy people. Be one to invest in your soul and in the plants, and join us at Bonton Farms. You can visit the events calendar at csldallas.org to sign up. And for those of you who signed up already, we thank you, and Reverend Petra looks forward to seeing all of you there for this great event. And as you just heard, you can go outside to the teens table and support our teens on their journey to teen camp, and online you can certainly support them as well. By the way, though, if you're online, in the drop-down menu under Fund, please select Teen Camp. Also, there's been a correction. The Entrepreneur Workshop will be on 2 Saturdays, so that starts next Saturday and the following Saturday, so you have 2 opportunities to learn. And the effect is cumulative, so please sign up and make sure you attend the first of 2 and then the second. Lastly, you can always get affirmative prayer with our spiritual coaches here at CSL Dallas following our services. So just cross through the breezeway to the Peace Room, across the breezeway, and meet with a live practitioner who will support your greater good. And those of you online, also always available to have a private Zoom chat with one of our practitioners. Should find the information there in the chat box on your screen. Thanks again, everyone, for being here in person, those of you online, and we bless you, and we're so grateful for your presence here at CSL Dallas. Now, let us sing this celebration out with I Release.
I release.